Yeah, but
Uh,
This is
oh,
Mongolia's weather.
Weather, yes.
it's getting warm now. It's midday, probably 10 plus 10 Celsius.
okay.
No,
Well,
Gombo, I mean that you look younger every time because this is
yeah, right.
Mongolia's weather.
Uh-huh.
That keep you young.
Oh, well, anyway, thank you. I'm not really.
All right, gentlemen, is 9 o'clock now. Okay, shall we start?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Yes, Mike, please.
Okay. Good evening, Asia. Welcome to episode 8 of Beyond Birding. With Victor Yu in Taipei, I'm Mike Lu in Manila. Thank you for joining us here on Zoom and on Facebook Live. Our special guest tonight is a very good friend of the Asian Bird Fair, representing photo logistics in Spain. Let us say buenas tardes to Señor Carles Santana. How are you, Carles?
Woo!
Fine. Buenas tardes, Mike.
So we're excited to hear what you're going to talk up to us tonight. So you can have the floor now.
Thank you. So first start sharing. I want to say thank you to the organization, and I'm very honored to come back to here to the Asian Bird Fair. Hopefully we can see in person in, I don't know whenever, next year, or yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah. And well, the talking, I want to speak today about how we face the conservation in photologistics. Let's give me a second for sharing. Okay, can see your screen now?
Yes, no problem. Very good.
Great. When we firstly found the photologistics, we had very clear that it has to be a conservation tool, and we found out that we want to go to a conservation through or by the way of the economical impact in the local population, in the local people. Okay, so we consider that if we show up that the birds or the mammal or the white watching, whatever, is a good way to get some money for the local people, they will appreciate, or they will start to appreciate the wildlife as something else that a problem for them. Okay, so this was our first idea, and this was how we decide to go for a photo height network. Okay, why we decide the photo height network? Because there are some aspects of the heights that make them work in this way of impact of get an impact on the local populations. For example, if we set a height, we have something physical in the field. It is not only a service, it is not only a guide that lead the people through a forest or through an arable land or through a steppe, showing the birds to the people, but something physical. So we can pay a part of our incomes to the landowners. We will jump into that later. Okay. Of course, we saw that it has a growing demand. Still today, I think we have not reached the top of the demand of the activity of wildlife photography. It means also an alternative to hunting. Hunting is a very important activity here in Spain. So we really think that we should provide to the landowners some alternatives. Okay? And of course, people taking photos, they usually stay longer in the places, and it means that they need accommodation, they need food, etc. Okay. let me make a break here. If somebody has something to say, please interrupt me with no problem, and we can talk about. Okay. Okay. Then I think we can resume our experience in three cases of study. First one is how we set the system of paying paying a revenue, paying a part of our incomes to the farmers, especially in the small in the small plots in the arable lands of the steppe. Okay, in the steppe land we are working, there is a good population, a still healthy population of leader bastard. It is like the flagship species. It is like the species covering the whole habitat, and then the rest of the species can be don't know how to call it under if we get the conservation of the leader bastard, we are getting the conservation of all the pool of species. Okay. Then the main problem there in this place is that this habitat is not well considered by the local population. They have the idea of the snow in the mountains, the green forest, etc., and they misappreciate the place. So irrigation plants, how to concentrate these fields in a very few hands of very big corporations, etc., come later. If they don't appreciate the habitat, it means nothing for them to sell the fields, for example. Then we set this system of paying a part of our incomes to these landowners, small landowners, in order to make them consider that what they have really works. Okay, this is what we did, and it worked. It worked. After 3 years doing that, some of the landowners come to us and say, "Well, I have a leader owl in a dead tree. You can set a height, and then you can pay me a part of your incomes, and I get in the play in our system." It was amazing the first time they told that to us, because it was in the middle of everybody in the bar, and we were amazed that they say that. So it works. The second example, the second case of study I want to show up here is how we work in South Spain. I know it is very far away and you don't have the map of Spain you had, but the south of Spain, Andalusia, the part almost touching Africa, there are big, when I say big, I want to say really big states there. And this is the place for species that you have in mind when you visit Spain, like Spanish imperial eagle, black vulture, of course, Iberian lynx, etc., etc. Okay, so they are mostly game reserves. They are hunting reserves, and hunting here is a huge business. We have to offer some kind of alternative to that. Now we are in the middle of a work in progress, and we are doing both. We allow the owners to keep on going the hunting business, of course, but they have to coordinate the hunting with our activities. At the end of the process, we expect to be the only activity in these states. Okay, we are now working especially with one very big state in southern Spain for lynx, and we have set 10 heights there together with another company from Europe. We are Photologistics, and White Peaks Travel. And we are very happy with this collaboration in three parts: the ownership, the other company, White Peaks Travel, and we as Photologistics. It is working slowly, but it is working. Okay. And the third leg, let's say, is how we celebrate events, gathering people, gathering photographers that they cannot pay for a very expensive facility. I mean, a Lynx height or a Spanish Imperial Eagle is something, it is not cheap, okay? But there is a big number of people willing to do photography, let's say workshops, or just gathering for don't know, landscape photography, macro photography, or workshops inside a room for macro, for example. Okay, so we consider to do that, and we did it for two times. We call it Fototerra, and it's a kind of festival where we invite 1, 2, or 3, depending of the money we have every time, international photographers for make some talks, and then with local photographers we go for workshops in the field, and also indoors for big number of photographers. When I say big numbers, I'm talking about, don't know, 100 people coming to a very small village in the mountains in Trem. Okay, Trem is a very small village in the Pyrenees, in the mountains. For the people in this village, seeing altogether 100 people in a weekend is like a spectacle. Okay, it's something they don't used to see every day. We did it for 2 times. It was quite a success because the local communities take money make money on that, and we make it in collaboration with the local council of the city. Okay, so I have shown up maybe too fast, but we can talk about later on. What are our main challenges now? We are realistic, and we know that we have not the solution for everything in this kind of works. And we know that, for example, when we work in the steplands with the arable lands, the farming intensification, it is not only here. It's a global trend that we cannot stop. We cannot stop in a local way. Okay, but we can do our job only local. So we are trying our best. Second, as I told you, hunting is a huge business. It is not a time yet that we reach the same level that the hunting has. Okay, but we are in our way, and by raising the awareness of some landowners, we think we can have some options on that. We are quite optimistic in that, because it is not a matter of money. Some landowners, they are aware of the lands, and they are aware that our activity is more sustainable than hunting. Okay, and third, we know that I don't know, there are in some places in Asia. Asia is such a big place that every particular place has a different situation. But here in Europe, there is a trend of the population of inland parts, especially in mountains, especially in remote places, and this depopulation means that the economical alternatives are every day are less and less for the people staying in the country, okay, in this village. So events like Phototerra can help, but they are every time more and more difficult to manage. Okay, but we still work on it. So we are realistic, but we want to be optimistic, isn't it? So what are our main achievements in this process? In a very small place like the small village we work with, leader bastard and all these steppe birds, we get more than 300 night stays in local accommodation, in very small local accommodation. So only for getting an idea of what I'm speaking about, this village is 800 inhabitants. So we are getting 300 night stays in this village during the season, during April to July. It means a lot for this local community. Second, we have now a small plot of a small pool, a small set of small landowners that they are really involved in little bust conservation. They are farmers, but at the same time they really care about the little bastard. So we are quite optimistic with that. Instead, the situation of the steppe-lands is worst every time. But with this small number of landowners, we think we can do something. Okay. Third, in this Iberian Links land place, we have more than 10 heights now. It means that the landowners is also the landowner is also involved in that. Now, as I told you, our activity is coexisting with hunting, but we are quite sure, pretty sure that in some years we get to be the only activity. Fourth, our festival Phototerra, the last 2 editions has a very good acceptation, and I think that as this pandemic will be over, we can go for it again, and we have the support of the local council. 5, we are now also working with as advisors for rural development department in our government, and they are starting to see that the natural tourism activities it is a real alternative for development tool for getting forward with this. Okay. And I know I speak too fast, maybe, but I really prefer to show up our cases and talk with you about how we see this business and this tool. Okay. So now is your turn to make questions or to make your appreciations, and we can speak about.
Yes, Carlos, thank you very much. Your presentation may be short, but we will not let you go easily.
Yeah, I prefer to let some time for speaking with all of you about how we see that. Okay, our 3 case of study are these 3. I think I have shown up the highlights of our business, of our point of view, and we can go for talking with all of you.
Yeah,
through the chat or what?
Yeah, I'm interested to know that, how did you reach the farmers in the beginning, and what's their response?
At the very beginning, you mean?
Yeah, in the very beginning.
The very beginning,
how
they thought.
Did you reach them?
Well, yeah, just going there and speaking with the farmers in the bar of the village, and said, we want to do that. I know that we know that in some countries in Europe and other places in in the whole work, they are setting heights and it is working. For example, our first model was Finnature, a company working in Finland. And we show some photos of the heights and so on to the farmers, and they really, I guess they thought we were crazy. Okay? The first time that in this small village, they saw somebody wearing mimetic clothes and big lenses and so on, it was, wow, where are these people? What is that? Yeah, yes. But now they are expecting us. At the end of March, beginning of April, they say, where are these people? They are not coming here for this year. We rent a house there for make a kind of headquarters during the season, and they are expecting that we reach a village at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, but did they say yes to you immediately, or
no?
They went
and,
back home, then give some more thought about it.
Yes, and there's something you should know. In this flat lands, for example, it was our first experience. There is an irrigation plan for completely transform the area. Okay, it is a protected area, and they cannot go directly for the transformation. Okay, but they have high expectations about that, because they are going to make much more money in an irrigation land than in the dry land that they have now already. Okay. Still in this way, they are showing us where are the little bastards, where are the bee eaters, where is the wildlife. They take us by our hand, say this is where you have to set the height, because we have sometimes it works, sometimes not. But yeah, the answer is very good. Let's say that we have a 95% of yes and 5% of no.
Oh. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
It was quite
because I really they have to do nothing. They only have to let us to work.
Yeah, I know. Andrew's questions. Andrew.
Well, Carlos, thank you very much. Currently, when there's a little less people going,
yeah, sure.
So it's tough.
Almost nobody.
So are they still so supportive, or do you have a lot of locals already interested to take up and go and visit?
We have some locals. Yeah, we have some locals. We have not a lot of people, because until next Monday, in fact, we are in, how to call it? It's a kind of a small region inside the region, and we cannot move from this region. Okay, it's a county lockdown. Okay, but next Monday it will be over, and we can move around Catalonia, only around Catalonia, not around Spain, around the region of Catalonia. Okay, and yeah, and the farmers, they know the situation is hard, and they know this is going to be a hard year, but the incomes are not depending of us. We only pay a small amount, so they are sorry about us, because we are friends after this 10-11 years. They are worried but concerned, but no, they are still trusting us.
May I have a question? Mike?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Carlos. Do you work with the protected areas in your area? Do you work with them?
Sorry, Gombo, I don't understand the protected
basically, is it protected areas like national parks or nature reserves? Is there a nature reserves and the national parks in your site? Do you work with them?
It is quite complicated to explain because here in Spain, we have a system of protected areas. That means that some areas are high protected. It is called national park, and we cannot work in national park, but there is only, I think it is 30 or 14 national park all around Spain. Okay, and we don't work and we don't want to work in this national park because this is like high conservation. Okay, under this national park level, there are the natural parks, and we are already working in natural parks with no problem and collaborating with the direction of the natural park, and everything is smooth. And under this, there is the European system of protected areas. Okay, and we are already working in that, and they are even collaborating with the people managing these areas. So in short, we are not working in the high level protection areas like the national parks, but under this, we are working all around.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, so those farmers working with you have to report to the government or register to the government?
No. No, only the farmer who is supplying the carrion for the vultures. He has to. Well, we report to the government that he is supplying these rabbits, the rabbits they have in the farm. But it is the only one. The farmers allowing us to set heights in their lands, they have to say nothing. Okay. Mark is asking how successful is shooting with the camera replacing the actual hunting.
Yeah.
We are quite surprised. We have a lot of people changing the gun for a camera.
Wow.
Yeah, a good number of our clients, almost the local clients or the Spanish clients, they are former hunters, and now they are shooting through a camera. So it's a good change.
Yeah.
Even me, my family used to be a hunter. All my family, my father, my grandfather, everybody at home, they were hunters. And when I was a child, I used to go hunting with my father, and now I hunt with a camera. So it's the same.
Yeah, this is like a family tradition now. Transform the tradition to cameras. Yeah.
Yeah. And when we see that, it's like satisfactory for us. It's like, well, we are in a good way.
I think Francisco Enriquez has a question. How expensive would it be to photograph a lynx, and how reliable? Tell us the lynx. Very beautiful.
Yes. Sorry, I don't understand the question. How much is it?
Would it be? Yes, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It is one of the most expensive, not the most expensive, but one of the high-level heights. And it is like for one day, one person, it is like 180, spending the whole day, and the success rate is quite high. It is higher than 70% of the times. Yeah.
180 US.
Yes, more or less. Yes.
Okay.
And there's a very important point here. The Spanish law doesn't allow to feed the lynx. So we have to work. No, we cannot set food for the lynx. We cannot feed them. So we have to know perfectly where the tracks they use are, and we have to set the heights in the way. Let's say in the places they used to walk along. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the best season to see lynx?
The best
season to see lynx?
In the mating display, it is December, January, February. The end of December until the 1st February.
Okay. Yeah, that's
and
when
it is yes, in terms of business, it is very important for us because until now, our high season was now. The beginning of spring, of our springtime is April, May, June, and now we have 2 peaks. One for the birds or for the steppe birds in at the beginning of April and then until June, and then a second peak for the lynx. Because in the same state we are working with lynx, we are working also with Spanish imperial eagle. And we are allowed to feed the Spanish imperial eagle.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but in the beginning, you mentioned about the hunting of the wildlife, like lynx, you know, the Spanish imperial eagles, those wildlife. And what about their population? Are they monitored?
Yeah, sure. All the endangered species are monitoring by the government, by the regional government, especially because here in Spain it is decentralized. It is not a matter of the capital of the state. It's a matter of the region. And they are monitoring, and what they are seeing is those species, depending of the agriculture and the arable lands, are decreasing, and those species, depending on the forest, are increasing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because every time the agriculture is abandoned, so we have more and more forest. Another thing is the quality of this forest, but we have more and more forest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, are there more questions to Carlos?
We have Mark is saying that we have one case here in Malaysia where a poacher now becomes a bird photographer. Yeah, it is not strange. It is not rare. We have seen a lot of times the same process. People who is not only a hunter, is a poacher, who became a very good photographer, and they makes really good photographers because they know birds and they know animals.
But what about the hunting? They hunt for food or just hunt for fun? Or after hunting, do they eat the wildlife?
It's a good question. They used to, well, it is a matter of fun, of course, because you can go to a shop and buy some meat. But the trend is that the hunters are stopping eating the animals, and they now hunt only for fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember when I was a child and I went with my father for hunting. We eat everything we kill, we hunt everything. Yeah, and it is not common now. They used to kill the animals and they leave the animals in the field, or they just threw them up.
But hunting is legal in Spain, right?
Yes, it is. Hunting is legal. Poaching, of course, it is not legal by definition. I mean, there is a list of animals that you can hunt.
Oh.
Any other animal out of this list is considered like not synergetic. Can we say in English? It's not legal to kill this animal. Okay, and the big fight now is what is inside and what is outside this list.
Oh, okay.
For example, the Vanellus, what's it called? The lapwing, European lapwing. It used to be considered able to be hunted, okay, and now we are asking they are not. Okay. Or the turtle dove. The turtle dove is showing very concerned numbers because they are almost. The population is decreasing very fast. They are still in the list. The hunters can hunt, can kill turtle dove. in small numbers in a very controlled way, but they can. I think in a matter of some years they will be off of this list. I hope, or the quail. Yeah, there are a lot of examples.
Yeah, but if you go hunting, do you need a license?
Yeah, you need a license for the gun. You need a license for the area, and you need a license for the activity. You need 3 licenses.
Is it expensive?
No, not at all.
So Mark is asking who determines the list?
There is a national Spanish list, and then the regions can take off some species from this list, but they cannot add species in the list.
Oh,
okay. Spain, the government of Spain, of the nation, they say there are this number of, no, not this number, these birds and these animals can be hunted. Okay. Then the regions can say, in my region, you cannot hunt that. Okay.
Oh,
but
okay.
but you cannot say as a region, you cannot say in my region I can add this species to the list.
okay.
Oh, okay, right. You don't have
You can
to
just
know.
take off.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sounds fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mark, why don't you ask
Yes.
a question by yourself? Hey, Mark.
I think he has connection problems.
Show yourself out.
Really?
But yes, answer your question. The USN, well, the list is not exactly the same list as the USN says, but they have some influence in the list.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Mark. So what we are doing now is to show some alternatives to the people having these lands. Okay?
Mhm.
They can make a lot of money with hunting. Okay? But if we can almost reduce the number of days that they hunt, for example, in the same place we are working with lynx, it is a hunting reserve. It's a game reserve for red deer,
Oh,
especially for red deer. Okay, so
Carlos,
they are,
sorry.
sorry, yeah.
Sorry, Carlos. I'm sure you receive a lot of resistance from people who organize hunting expeditions. How do you handle this kind of resistance?
We have not received that. They know that the people know that we are no hunters and we manage no hunting.
No, I mean you're introducing photography instead of hunting.
Yes.
So for those companies that organize hunting trips, they will be losing their revenue. So I'm sure they
okay.
will not be happy. Yeah.
It has not happened. Almost
okay.
not yet.
Oh, good.
Maybe they are not happy with us, but no, but no, hunters here, the local hunter is not using a company for managing the hunting. They just go to the field and maybe with a pack of friends and they hunt, but they are not using these services.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What I mean is, by showing up that they can make some money with the photography tours, we try almost to reduce the number of days that they are offering hunting. Okay, it happens especially in the same lands we are working with lynx. They can make money from the from the red deer hunting, and they can make money from the lynx, but they know that the same thing cannot happen in the same day. Okay, because the hunters will disturb our clients. Okay, and the lynx will be there, so they have to choose. We put them in a situation when they have to choose, or hunting or the hides.
Hey, comments.
Yeah.
Again with lynx, yeah. How far away is the lynx from the hide?
Sometimes the lynx touch the hide.
What?
And sometimes it is like 20 meters. Okay,
Wow.
but 20, 25, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Even
Nice.
20
It is hard to say, Andrew, because in a kind of photo of a bird on a stick, I know where the perch is. I know where the perch where I set the perch. Okay, but a lynx they can walk around, and as we cannot feed them, there is not a specific point. It is not that they pass away. Okay. Sometimes we take a dead rabbit and we freeze we squeeze the rabbit on the floor, and we don't leave the rabbit, but they can smell, so they can stay a little bit longer. But they are not afraid of the heights at all. They can, even with the nose, they can touch the height sometimes.
Oh, right.
And they copulate in front of the height. Sometimes they feel asleep in the rocks in front. So it's an amazing spectacle. You have to come.
Yeah, right. Yes, we must go. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Next session, fair in Andalusia.
Okay.
That
Remember
would be
what you
great.
say.
It is not Asiatic, but
Remember what you say.
The next Asian bird fair will be in Spain.
will
Yay.
be European bird fair.
Catalonia Bird Fair. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Carlos, how many heights do you have? I mean, have you built up?
We
All
honest.
over Spain.
All over Spain, of course.
No, he's area. Your area, not all over the Spain, of course.
It is like 90 more or less. The last time we counted.
All over
90.
Spain. Is what you mean?
All over Spain.
All over the
All over
Spain.
Spain.
Or in different places in Spain, not in all the regions, but across Spain we have more or less 90 heights. More than 150 species available in the heights.
Of birds.
Birds and some mammals.
Mammals, all right.
Now the next challenge, and you know what I mean, is wolf. It is a very hard animal, you know, better than me probably. But we are going for the wolf in northern Spain now.
Is it grey wolf?
It is, sorry?
Grey wolf? Canis lupus?
Yes, it's the same species that they have in Finland and Russia. Yes, it's a grey wolf, more or less, yeah.
Okay.
It's a different species, but the species is the same, yeah, Canis lupus.
Okay. The lynx is the Eurasian lynx, right? Lynx.
No, it is Siberian lynx. It is a different species, and it looks really different. It is smaller. It is Lynx pardinus, and
okay.
it is not lynx. Okay. You have there in Mongolia, you have lynx, right?
Oh yeah. In the Gobi Desert, basically all over Mongolia, and grey wolf is everywhere.
Yeah. So your lynx is bigger than this one.
Oh, well, I never seen your one. Probably probably our one is should be larger than yours anyway.
Yeah, sure. It is almost double.
Yeah, grayer and whitish, lighter, and then should be larger.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a question from Francisco Enriquez, and he also know who managed the heights and what are they made of?
Good question. Our system means that we have a local responsible, okay, height keepers in every area, in every zone we work. Okay, so if we, for example, in the lynx continuing with the links. In the links area, we have a biologist. She's a very good knower of the area and the links and so on, and also birds like black vulture, Spanish imperial eagle, etc., golden eagle, etc. And we put the managing of these heights in the hands of the local guide, of the height keeper. Okay, but we build the height near Barcelona. We have to travel all around Spain with a trolley and with a height to be set in different places. Okay, so we make the heights, but the daily managing is in the hands of a local guide.
Are they made by wood or?
Yes, now they are mostly good heights. We have tried with other material, but now they are mostly good and with a one-way glass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is special glass that is a mirror, but one of the sides from the outside to the inside, it is a mirror. From the inside to the outside, it is a transparent and very good quality, optical quality glass. We have investigated a lot about what glass should we use, because our clients, they came with a very expensive gears. They not shoot through a bad glass after they have paid a lot of money for this gear, for this optical and for these lenses. Yeah. We are already selling glasses all around now. In the lockdown, in the lockdown, this is something we find we can do, and we are doing that.
Wow. Okay. How big is the heights? How many people can be
on demand?
Yeah. How many people can be in a hive?
Well, it depends on the height. In the steplands, for example, for the little bastard, we use individual heights because we have to move the heights almost every day, or every 2 days, or something like that. Okay. In the lynx, or for a black vulture, or for Bonelli's eagle, etc., we use double heights, sometimes heights for 3 people. For great bastard, for example, they are 3 people heights. Depends. And sometimes we set heights for 10 people, but it is an exception.
So you set a height there all year, or for the low season you move it away?
Again, it depends. In these individual heights, we keep the heights in a warehouse. For the for 4 months, and the other 8 months they are in the field. The big ones like the lynx, or like the Bonelli's eagle, or the great bastard, etc., we leave it in the field the whole year, and they are working the whole year. It is not the same. For example, a height for great bastard, they are only working in the mating display, and it means, I don't know, 1 month, 6 weeks, something like that. That a height for Bonelli's eagle that is working across the year.
Yeah, you mentioned that you share part of your revenue to the farmers, and are they happy with with what they've earned?
Yes. They are very happy. They are very comfortable with the situation, because, as I told you, they have to do nothing. They only have to allow us to work. For example, in a wheat field, we don't set the height in the middle of the field. We look for a side of the field where the height is not disturbing the machine to work, for example. Okay. So they have to do almost nothing, and they are getting some money. It is not a big money. It's only a compliment. It is only something they earn for let us to work. Okay, but it means lots for them, because it means like we are we are appreciating the work the farmers are doing also in the conservation of the habitat, and they feel like that we are appreciating that. They prefer much more than we work with heights, for example, that when a big group of people from Barcelona city, they came to the fields to bird watching, and they step on the fields, for example. Okay, we are in touch with them. We know personally all of them.
Great, great. Yeah.
So we have worked in a two ways trust relation.
You said very good examples for other countries. Yeah.
Sorry,
Carlos, there's a question from Francisco Enriquez of Ecuador. What are the hides made of, and how many people can go inside?
Oh yeah,
they are mostly wood.
Yeah.
We have tried with other materials, but they are mostly wood. And the most of them, they are for two, but we have also hides for one when we have to move around the hides in a regular basis. And we have also big hides for, let's say, 10 people, but they are exceptions. The most of them are for two.
Oh, okay.
I'm very happy with this participation. It's amazing because sometimes I prefer to go for that than be speaking all the time. So I appreciate your participation. No, I don't know who is writing that, but it's not true. I'm not a good speaker, unless in English.
Right. Okay. Before we move on, let's take a group photo first.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. This is important for us.
Take off your glasses, Andrew.
Yeah. Mark, good to see you, Mark. And Bugan. Can we see your face, Bugan?
Vulcan.
Bugan from Mongolia.
He say has bad connection.
Oh, sounds like.
Probably is shy. But anyway, yeah, guys, just look at the camera and smile, all right? Hold on. Yeah, I have a problem here. Okay, now, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go on. Right. Are there more questions? Richard?
How do I
Question
show?
from Richard?
Richard, this year we are not going to see each other in the bird fair in the British one. Yeah.
No.
For the second year too, in a row. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
We used to meet in Rutland with Richard.
Well, maybe next year.
Yeah,
Hopefully next year.
We hope so. Yeah.
Hey, Carlos.
Yeah.
Hey, do you operate heights anywhere else except in any neighboring countries as well?
Sorry, we operate heights in?
Yeah, no. Do you operate the heights anywhere else in different countries, in your neighboring countries and so on?
We are start working with the people we meet in the Essen Bear Fair in Chiaji, in Taiwan.
Oh,
Do you remember the people from Guatemala coming there? I don't know. Okay, we meet them in the Essen Bear Fair, and we start cooperating, and we are now wondering how to set heights in Guatemala with them.
Wow.
excellent.
So the answer is yes. We are able to set heights in other places. And do you remember the Peruvian guy?
Gunnar?
Gunnar?
Yeah.
Gunnar.
We are also working with him for a height in Peru.
All right.
So yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where in Peru?
I don't know. Gunnar can tell you. I don't know. I know it is for condor.
Okay.
Oh.
It is for condor because we have good experience with vultures, European vultures.
Andes
Oh,
condor, you mean?
Yes.
All right.
Ooh.
Yes, we are working with Gunnar for that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have already sent the glasses, and very soon we expect that very soon we can go there for setting the heights.
Can I go with you?
Of course, always welcome. Okay. So
All right,
next one is Malaysia, Andrew.
Hopefully. Right. All right, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, before we
Nice
let
to
you
see
go.
you again.
Yeah, right. Before we let you go, Mike, where are we going next week?
Okay, next week is episode 9. We're going to China with
All
Bella
right.
Chang of Alpine Tours.
Hong Kong?
Huh?
Hong Kong? No.
No,
No.
Bella Chang of China in Tibet.
In Tibet.
Tibet.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
Tibet.
right. Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
Can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Carlos.
Okay. Thank you all.
Yeah. Again, we learned a lot from you. Actually, this is a great project, and
Great.
you're starting working with people, not only in Spain but in Guatemala and probably in
Peru. Yeah.
Peru.
Peru, yeah.
Wow, this is
Mhm.
really amazing.
Mhm.
Thank
It
you
is.
so much.
We are very excited.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much again. Hope to see you next week. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
Carlos.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
friends.
Bye.
Thanks, Jobs.